Hey folks, how are you? I'm on the phone right now. I'm talking with Snake 131, who I call Reggie Reg, who's in the building right now. Hey Reg, how are you doing today?
Very good, my brother.
Okay, so I would just like the folks to hear your testimony, and that is, what year did you start writing, and what was that first tag and the style? Remember, we spoke about that style of the
Right.
structure. So it's very important people know this. So go ahead, Reggie. Let the folks know what you first wrote and how that structure was.
Basically, man, we started out about about '69. We was writing Reggie of 131st Street and Jack of 131st Street, but we were writing on the street poles. You know, because it has a hexagram design, those street poles, and we would just tag those up and down the avenue everywhere we went. And that's how basically we started. And we was doing that in dry mark, magic marker.
Okay. And now, from what I remember when we spoke, you're beginning in the winter time of 1969, and your brother is beginning about a year earlier. He was older than you, so his start date would be 1968. Is that correct?
Yeah, because he was doing it with his with his buddy at the time, and then I started tagging along
So,
later.
so what did your brother first write? What was that structured tag style?
Well, that was Jack of 131st Street.
So, the reason why it's very important that we're talking about this right now is because I sent you those photographs, remember?
Right.
Of those old styles, and a lot of people said, "Oh, it was reported from one historian that that didn't have anything to do with what would happen in the future." But what we're finding out now is that's the exact style that you used when you wrote Reggie of 131st Street. So you would write 131 ST. Am I correct?
Right.
And what would your brother write? What was his first tag?
Jack of 131st Street.
And then you guys streamline your tags and you become Snake 131 by a little bit down the road. And what did your brother become? What did he streamline it to?
He streamlined to Blade 131.
Okay, so we have Jack of 131st Street and Reggie of 131st Street. And then you guys become Blade 131 and Reggie 131.
No, Snake 131.
Excuse me. Yes, Snake 131. Sorry about that. Now, you also explained to me, because I thought you might have been located by Manhattanville Projects on the west side. Could you tell the folks exactly where you were, though, at that time you started writing?
I was like on the number 3 line. I was like on 7th Avenue. That's more of going east of Broadway in Harlem.
Right, so
131st Street and 7th Avenue.
Central Harlem.
Yeah.
But you did know Top Cat.
I did know Top Cat, yeah, because my cousins and my other family lived in the projects adjacent to the Manhattanville projects and
Grant houses.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, and we used to just be out and get to meet each other playing basketball, and then we start hitting the trains.
Right, and as I have shared with you, I spent about 9 years in Foster Projects, which everybody now knows as Martin Luther King Jr. Towers.
Wow.
Long live the Kingdom, as Jay-Z mentions it in the song with Alicia Keys. Now, I didn't have the apartment there. I was seeing a young lady. You know how that goes. But I was there every day. You know what I mean? So I know Harlem well. And yes, Grant houses, borders right on Manhattanville. So now we did speak about something about how this rumor started of how Top Cat 126 taught Julio 204 and Taki 183 how to tag. Can we clear that up right now? And could you explain?
No.
Right.
No.
That it's literally impossible, Reggie.
Because Taki was before Top Cat.
And Julio's before Taki,
Yeah. Top Cat was. Julio. Taki was definitely before Top Cat.
Yes.
Because
There's just no way that narrative makes any sense whatsoever.
No, I know that for a fact because when before we were really tagging on the trains.
Yes.
Tacky was in every train station.
Right.
He wasn't on the trains per se.
Right.
He was tagging stations.
The walls leading down
walls.
on the
He was tagging strictly
staircase.
walls. He
Yeah.
wasn't on no train because in 1971 nobody was on the train.
There you go.
No graffiti was on the train.
There you go. There you go. But people had started to hit up the platforms, the bathrooms,
The platforms, the bathrooms,
the staircases leading down. You know how the roof would come over your head and everybody would put their tags up top.
Yeah,
It was.
The train stations was notorious for graffiti. I mean, tacky, yeah.
And he led that charge in a way, not just him, because it's never just one person, but he did kind of lead that charge. And thank you for your honesty there and giving those props to Taki, because for some reason people are wanting to question what his role was in things. But you've just cleared that up for everybody. So thank you so much, Reggie. I always have good conversations with you, and I can't wait to get the date of the conference because you, my brother, are actually writing before Taki. You begin in the winter of 69, and he begins around springtime and summer of 69. And it's very important that people have this understanding. They don't think that there are writers from New York from 1960s that we don't have that history. And rest in peace to your brother. He's doing it a whole year before you. You know what I mean? So we're talking about 68, you know? It's very, very... It's very sad that this stuff has been hidden away and pushed away, but with good brothers like yourself, we're going to start to have the New York City history come full front and center and tell the story. And again, I'll leave it with this for everyone who's listening. When this conference comes up and we have this conference at the Hip Hop Museum, it looks like that's where I'm going to hold my conference, which by the way, it's at the Hip Hop Museum, but this is all my research, like the research I shared with you, Reggie. You know, those pictures blew your mind, right?
Yeah.
You actually said to me, this is, and then you said, that's how I first wrote my tag, with that same structure, Reggie of 131st Street. So thank you so much, Reg, for sharing that history.
Glad to be around, man.
Yes, and again, rest in peace to Blade 131. And here is a gentleman who was writing from 1968. And I want to leave the folks with this, Reggie. A lot of people talk about, who's the oldest, who's still going. I'm going to put the photos up that you were generous enough to send me. That was within the past few months, Reggie. You were out there doing whole entire walls. Still to this day, right?
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm going to put the photos up. I'm going to let people hear your testimony. And as you know, Reg, you and I are going to stay in touch. We always have a good time talking. And I will definitely reach out to you again, my brother. And thank you so much for your testimony.
Okay, my brother. You enjoy your day.
Take care.
All right.